Hello everyone. I wanted to do an update on some of the projects I've been working on. I have not been doing a lot of filming. I am in a creative frenzy, and I've been in this frenzy for a little bit, and I kind of expected it to be gone by now, and I am still really doing a lot of stuff. And in the past, when I have creativity hit me like this, it's usually just for one idea. But right now I am working on at least 5 different new ideas, new projects. And I need to, when I get this kind of creativity going, I need to go with it and continue on until it ends, because I tend to lose the ideas, even if I try to write them down. I never can figure out what I was talking about. It's not in my mind anymore. So I have a hard time if I don't do what my mind is telling me to do. I have a hard time going back and trying to do it later. And that's why I have such a hard time with deadlines, because I'm usually working on a project, and I have to stop working on that project even though it's working to do other things. But so I have hit this creativity frenzy, and so I'm working on quite a few new things. One of the things that I started working on, because I had so many requests for, is the accordion books. I am still going to be doing a video on that, and these are some of the beginnings of that video, some of the samples I have for that. It's coming, but I have another project that is taking up a little bit more of my creativity at the moment. So I'm going to put this on hold and do this just a little bit later, but I'm sure there are many YouTube videos on how to make an accordion book. And there are so many different ways to decorate them. This is watercolor paper. I think it's a 9x12 that I cut a strip out of. Did some acrylic painting, some stenciling, stamping on that. I think I did both sides. And I think there are so many different things to do with accordion books. And that is part of my problem. There's at least 10 different ideas that I had started with the accordion books. You can do collage on them, stamping on these panels, embossing. I am thinking about adding some of my own photographs. You can add photographs of family members. I mean, the list is endless list of things to do with accordion books. And it is a very simple, easy idea to do. I'm sure there are a million YouTube videos. I will be doing it, just not right away. So, the beginning of the year, I told myself that there are 4 things that I want to work on this year. And those 4 things are my Scavenger Hunt book, collection book, and that is that I'm still working on that, but that's kind of taken a back seat for a little bit. I wanted to do the art journaling, and I do believe that I have a handle on that. I'm still working in the art experiments, that little book. I've added quite a bit of stuff, but I have kind of stopped working in that for the time being, because I've got this other project that really has my attention right now. The third thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to do another series on faces. I have series 1, series 2, and I've been thinking about the series 3 for a very long time, and I thought that I would start that this year. So that is number 3. And number 4, what was number 4? Oh, the paper doll book. And the paper doll book is kind of something that I am working on at the moment. We'll backtrack just a little bit with the art experiments, the art journaling and stuff. I have found this is the book that I'm using to scrape off and use up paint. And these happen to be the colors of my main project that I'm working on right now, a very bright and colorful project. And so this is a little sneak peek of what's coming. But I am just loving this book. And I think I've said that before. And the more I do in here, the more I love it. I am thinking of doing another book. One of my things is, when I'm scraping off paint, like I did here, I leave the page open until that paint dries. I mean, I'm doing other things. I scrape in or brush off my paintbrush, or, you know, whatever I do. I'm actually doing some stenciling and stuff in here too. But I leave it open for it to dry. And when I filled up a page, I'm not always done with my project, or I've moved on to something else. So I need more than one of these books. So I'm thinking that I will do another book. But just as a quick flip, some of the stuff I've added to this book, I am just absolutely fascinated. And this is just some paint smushing that I did, and a piece of leftover from a paper doll. I'm fascinated. The more I do in here, the more I want to play in this book. So I'm really excited about having another one going, and going back through this, when I get some more of these pages painted, going back through this and doing something with these pages, because I'm absolutely fascinated. And one of the things, like, I just love that. And it was just, I was using up some leftover acrylic paint that I had, and I was stenciling at the time. And so I decided just to stencil some of that stuff on this page. I just absolutely love it. And I haven't really done anything with it yet. I am looking forward to going through this. So as I am working on the project that I am getting to, I have been watching some videos. And I've been watching Dee Dee Willingham quite a bit, because she's got some very, very long videos, and I can sit there and work on stuff, you know, cut out and, you know, not necessarily paint, but cut out and glue and work out. I'm working on paper dolls is what I'm working on. It's a variation of a paper doll book. And I'm working on cutting out those shapes. It's taking me quite a while to do it the way I do it, but I will get her videos out there, Dee Dee's videos, and just start listening. You know, it's kind of like having somebody in the room and, you know, background, and kind of follow along a little bit in some of her chats. I've been going to her Ustream, her live chats, Monday mornings, and as I listen and kind of follow along, I am working on these projects. And so I have been fascinated. She's got a lot of journals going on. She uses all kinds of different journals for all kinds of different things. And one of the journals that she has going on inspired this next project that I am working on. She's got, and I think it's her idea journal. I'm not sure. It is just a plain book. It's made, the cover is a Scrabble board, and she's got some paper in it with just rubber bands. Now this is perfect for what I want to do. So I'm thinking about making another experiment journal in this kind of a way, where it's just normal paper held in by rubber bands, so I can take out the signatures, work on them, put them back. I could work in the book if I want to work in the book. I haven't done that yet, but I'm thinking if I want more than one of these going at one time, that's the way to do it. This one is a quick one that I did for my Faces series number 3. So I have actually started the Faces, the 3rd series. And what I thought I would do, it's a 6-inch square piece of paper, which is 12 inches when it's open. But I've just used rubber bands and it's cheap paper. I just put rubber bands in there, and I am using dye inks and doing ink smushing and stenciling with a fun foam and washers, and just adding some color to this book. And I'm not done adding color yet. I'm finding that I put a lot of ink and the pages kind of wet. I can stand it up and let it dry overnight, and I can come back and add more. And so I need to add some more. But what I really like is that I'm using larger paper so that I can have fold-outs. So I'm planning to have a face and adding more faces on the back and inside. And part of this was inspired by Shannon Green's Big Bertha. And I'll have some links down below so that you can see some of these projects yourself. But Big Bertha is huge. I think she made the Big Bertha out of paint swatch pamphlets. She put all these paint things together, so it's sturdy cardstock. And it's huge. It has pockets, it has fold-outs, it has tip-ins. It's really fascinating to watch. And as I watched it, I knew that that's what I wanted to do my next faces in. Then I can make different sizes, basically. I could have a big face here, you know, and little faces underneath, and have faces on top of faces. And so this is one of the projects that I am kind of working on. I'm adding some paint and letting it dry, or inks and letting it dry. But I kind of wanted just to document some of this as I'm working on it, because this will be, and I've been saving some faces to put in here. It's not ready. It needs more color. It needs more designs and more stencils and stuff. But I just wanted to document what it looks like from the beginning, because I think this is going to be an interesting thing. I didn't put that many pages in, but the ink seems to be poofing them out quite a bit. I can add more. With the rubber bands, I can add more. I can take some away. If I ruin a page, I can take it out, replace it. It's limitless, the things I can do with this concept. So, and I'm actually thinking about starting, like I said, another one of these for journal experiments. Some junk paper, just folding some paper in half and just rubber banding them in, so I have something just to grab and use. So this is another one of my projects at the moment. My main project, now I've talked about all the rest of them. I talked about, I'm still working on the Scavenger Hunt book. I'm almost done with that, and I will do an update on this in a little bit. I'm not quite finished with it. There are some blank pages. I don't know if I'm going to finish the blank pages. But I will do an update on that. And my main Scavenger Hunt book, you know, we've all, you know, it's turning out really cool. I have not, it's upside down. I have not worked on it a lot because I'm really working on this paper doll thing. But just as an update, I'm going to do ships. Here's my numbers, the Crayola names and colors, and I had one more. Oh, well, here's the Chinese fortune cookie fortunes. I am outlining them a little bit, hoping that will pop them out just a little bit, make it a little bit better, because this side is not done yet. This side is. I think it needs to be done a little bit more. And there was another one. Oh, frogs. I like the frogs. Can you see the frogs? I like the frogs. So I have been working a little bit in here. I haven't stopped, but this is the project that has really got my attention right now. It is a candy box book, and it's orange. I did use orange paper for this, orange cardstock, and I have colored the pages, various acrylic paints, and they will be fitting into this. But what I'm really doing is a book inspired by Rosemary Morris. She did what she calls a flip book, and it reminded me of a book that I wanted to do, and I know it as, and I don't speak French, so it's not going to sound right, Exquisite Corpse Books. It's a flip book. I think I saw it. I think there was one in Somerset Studio many years ago, 2003-ish, 4-ish, something like that. And it was a 4-panel book. And if you look at Rosemary's book, oh, it's absolutely wonderful. I love the colors that she used, and she did inspire me to color my pages that way. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So I took that from her, and I did some stamping, and I am now adding these little paper dolls. And this is what's taking up my time right now, is I am making the bodies. So my idea way back when is to, I don't know if you've seen my video, I call them nitwits, and I don't even have them with me, but they're little flat paper dolls, basically. And I do have